Oh yay! It's another week, and we are back here.
Yeah, another Wednesday, and we are live again. This week without the guest. This week it's just me and Zayne again.
Yeah.
And this time we are going to talk about the biggest thing that is stopping hustlers, entrepreneurs, people doing extraordinary things from having success, from achieving success, from
Mm-hmm.
reaching the top, from achieving the full potential, um, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Uh,
And mm,
yeah, it was actually you who came up with this topic. So maybe you can do
share a
some
bit
more
of why.
introduction on that.
Yeah, I can share with a bit of idea why because I think I'm struggling recently. There are lots of things going on, and I felt a constant low
Crypto
mood.
winter, you mean, huh?
It's
Crypto
not
winter.
necessary. It's not necessarily that. I don't think it's that. I think the root cause is not that. It's something else. But yeah, I just had like a really low combination of things, and I just had like really low mood, and then I realized that I don't have the motivation to do things. That I don't want to interact with anybody. I just want to be on my own. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know and then I just thought, yeah, but I know that that's not the pattern that we normally want. So then that's why I came up with this idea and thought, what are some of the common pitfalls that we may have, that we know you're on the road or on the way towards greatness, towards success, towards the things that you really want, but what are some of the biggest thing that could potentially get in the way if you're not careful? Because for example, like me, if I wasn't aware, if I wasn't careful, then I might have just slipped down that hole and I just go, you know what, F this, I don't want to do this anymore. Like that's it, you just give up. So I think I just want to put this together to go, what for me, one of the biggest things that I think as a hustler, you need to be mindful of, be aware of, because at some point, as you work hard, you will come through this sort of roadblock. So that's why I thought I want to put this together.
Okay, I get it
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I guess might have thought about it a bit differently. So
Mm.
I want to
That's fine.
talk about something else in relation to conditions that might prevent us from succeeding in
Yeah,
being hustlers.
yeah.
But I guess I will still, let's say, hit the goal.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. People can interpret it differently. Obviously, I come from a slightly different place when I thought about this. You come from a slightly different place. So, yeah, we can approach it different way that we want.
Okay, do you want to start then?
Yeah, I think I can go first. So, obviously, I gave a bit of background on why I came up with this. And for me, I realized that one of the biggest thing that can stop you from becoming a hustler, from having success, is comparison and impatience.
Hmm.
It's like it's like yeah, I found myself got beat by that constantly, and it's sometimes in a very unhealthy way. Because I just compare myself to people left, right, and center. And when I see somebody else having some level of success without seemingly having too much effort, and then you reflect back and think to yourself, and I just think to myself like, oh my god, why did I work so hard? Like people seem to have it so easy, have it their way. Like why am I doing all of this? I must not be. It must be me. Blah blah blah. Um, and then it's hard because you're on your own, and then sometimes I can't help but having using other people as a reference point to see how well am I doing in my life. And you then can't help but thinking, oh, I wish I have this, I wish I have that. Those things may come in future, but I was getting all those future expectations. I want to put them in front. I want it now, and I want it yesterday. So it was really hard because that stops me, I feel like, from playing the long game. Is I really focus on the short-term goals. You know, I just completely lost focus on, life is a long game, and you're still going on. The things that you want may actually come further down the line, but I just didn't oh, I'm getting emotional now. But I just didn't appreciate that a lot. It was just like just focus on, oh my god, no, I'm shit, I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah 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 blah. Not knowing that actually, as long as you keep on going, keep on trying, keep on learning, and keep on taking action, then the things that you want may not come, yes, but at least you're working towards it. You are trying hard. You're working towards it, and who knows what's going to happen. Um, as you keep on it, I think you're just building that um, comeback story so that when you have it, you will appreciate it even more. Whereas now, I was just being impatient and compare myself to people and just go, oh, it must be me. It must be me. Must not be good enough. I want what I have in 5 years' time now. It's like, whether it's earn that money, whether it's have that relationship, whether it's in a position to live in a place or own something else or go do this, go do that. It's like I completely lost focus on myself. And so for me, this is why I found that one of the biggest reflection I have was comparison and impatience was one of the things that for me, as someone who's working hard already, when you keep on going, but those are some of the really tiny and subtle mindset stuff that if you don't pay attention to, it can really affect you really, really, really hard. Certainly that was the case in my situation. So yeah, I don't know what you think, but for me, that was where I know that when I said comparison and impatience, you laughed. You're like, huh.
No,
um,
because that was a very thing for me. I remember that
mm,
I used to compare myself to other people a lot back in the
mm,
days. Right now, I'm not comparing myself to anyone. I'm not jealous of everyone of anyone. Um, but even if I'm a bit jealous, it's like this healthy jealousy, in a way, such like, okay, this guy is having a cool life. This, or maybe this lady is having a cool life. I
mm,
would like to have as much as they have. But it's more of like fuel for action. It's like motivation, not something like, oh, I hate them because they have so much.
mm,
uh, when it comes to comparison, uh, it's really hard to tell you and to people listening to us some kind of a strategy. How can you get
yeah.
rid of it? Because right now I feel like I got rid of it. It's because my comparison was very materialistic, so it was very like a common thing, like, um, you look at people who are driving nice cars, you look at people who are having fancy dinners, fancy parties at expensive clubs, flying private jets, sailing yachts, partying in Monaco, Dubai, uh, I don't know, Ibiza, or wherever. Uh, but very often these things are materialistic, and what if we strip us all down, like strip us down of our materialistic possessions and theirs, and then let's make a comparison. Like, let's think of like how good my life is without this materialistic extent.
Mm,
And that's how I understood that right now, with what I have, like, not minding my materialistic context, I'm a very happy man.
mm,
I have my hobby that I really love, CrossFit. Even though I'm not the best in it, I'm still happy for every training session. I have my girlfriend, and I love her so much. We have a dog. I love him so much. He's like a joy in my life. I have family that I have good relationship with. Like I have quite extensive family, because it's not only like my mother and father, but also like my siblings, my grandparents, uncles and aunts, and my cousins. Like all of them, we are very close to each other. I can call them every day and just say like, "How are you doing? Are you okay?" And I know that I have good relationship with all of them at the moment.
Mm,
I have loads of friends, good friends, that I can talk to. Uh, so so in this way, and I still have loads of, I don't know, I would say loads of positive traits of character that I really like in myself. Every time I hear from someone that, "Oh, Daniel, you are this type of guy that can really find a way with anyone," and then I realized that that's actually true. I'm very open to people right now, and I get along with loads of people. I'm really easygoing. So like, taking this capital that I have, but this non-materialistic capital. So like, what I do with my free time, what I have, who I have in my circle, in my network, and um, and I don't know what things that I have in myself that can be then turned into success. It makes me happy because I know all those things can really help me achieve success. So I have all this foundation, and I'm happy for this foundation, even if everything goes to gutter in next week. Like, let's say all clients will say that we are living, we are going.
mm,
I know that right now I have experience, I have skills, I have traits of character that will help me to get back. So
mm,
maybe, but going back to what you said, so comparison. Uh, I am happy because I know that there is great probability that I have more than 99% of people out there.
mm,
In terms of, uh, ex- when we exclude the materialistic stuff,
mm.
when we exclude it, I guess I'm very I believe that I'm a very rich man, uh, in things that I mentioned earlier.
Mm.
So that's my view on your problem. So maybe that's a strategy for you and for people watching and listening to us, that if you are suffering from this problem of comparing yourself to some other people, then sit down, strip yourself down, let's say, from materialistic things, and think of non-materialistic things that you have in your life. If you have a lot
Yeah.
of them, be happy for them, be happy for yourself that you achieved so much in your life. If you don't have a lot of them and you feel like you would need some more of them, then think of ways how you can accumulate more of those things.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those mindset shift that ones need to develop, and that's what exactly what I'm have to go through now, which is like, what, so stop paying attention so much to other people and all this sort of stuff, and it's just like I want to put the time and focus back on myself to go, okay, what do I actually want? Can I do some reflection on what I've been experiencing and all this sort of stuff, and then just cut some outside noise for now. Like, you don't need to worry someone else. Just focus on yourself for now. Give yourself some care, some love that you need to get out and come out of this better, stronger. So yeah, that's what I decided to do anyway. So I'm on that sort of path of like, yeah, just do some reflection. Let's find out where we are and how can we do better. So yeah, that's
Okay.
basically it. Yeah, let's hear about what you come up
So
with when you interpret this a
so
bit
it's
differently.
great that you came up with this topic, because I had this reflection recently.
Mm,
So on Sunday, I was traveling with my girlfriend. She was driving. I was sitting as a passenger, because I had too much vodka night earlier, uh, and we talked about the party that we went to, and she told me that one of the guys, one of our friends, who with whom she spoke, said that I'm a visionary type. I'm a type of visionary, and then I was like, actually, that's true. Like I have never really thought about myself in such a way, but that's true. I'm a visionary. I have like vision. I have long-term vision, and I guess that's what really, so except for the things that I mentioned earlier, but the things that I mentioned earlier were not only about being a hustler, but more of a context of being a happy man, and you have to be a happy man to be a hustler. But then just being a happy man is not a condition to become hustler. Like uh it's not the only condition. I think that being a hustler, being like top achiever, and really achieving success in what you're doing, whether you are an entrepreneur, sportsman, you want to become a top employee, you want to become top specialist on consultant in certain area, you got to have
Mm.
a vision of your life. How do you
Yeah.
want your life to look like, or what kind of status you would like to have in the future? I
Mm.
know that people will say, "Oh, set your goal vision like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, to have a time frame." But at the same time, don't put too much of a time pressure on yourself,
Mm.
because it's not healthy either. So try to find a balance between it. But the thing is that that's what I believe really sets me apart from not only 99% of people overall, but 99% of people who are trying to achieve success, who are aspiring to be a hustler.
Mm.
I have a vision, because very often people, who is a hustler? Hustler is a person who uh, who works hard and smart, right? So
Mm.
so that's how I define hustler. Whatever you are doing, you are working hard and smart. Two things, right?
Mm.
Uh, but just those two things is not enough without vision, without having this idea of where are you going. Like, if you don't know where are you going, how can you keep on going? Let's be
Mm.
honest.
Yeah.
It's like uh it's like, I don't know, you decide one day to go for a walk, and you don't know where you're going, so at some point you will be like, okay, it's getting late, I'm going home.
Mm.
So you're turning back and you're going home.
Mm.
But if you go for a walk and you have an exact point where you want to get to, then you will get to this point, right?
Yeah.
You are going on a journey. You are not just going on a round trip, let's
Hmm.
say.
Completely.
So
Yeah.
very often we hear that there is a formula for success. So hard work and talent. So I would say hard work, okay, hustlers working hard. Talent, hustlers working smart, because you are using your talents to work smart, to not just work hard but to work smart. So
Mm.
those two things together will give you success, but not really without vision. So I would say, uh, or maybe I would define it differently. You will achieve greater things if you add vision to this. So instead of doing, I don't know, uh, let's say the formula for outcome is like, uh, hard work. So hard work plus talent equals result. Let's say some degree of success. But if you add vision to this, you don't add vision to this. Actually, you multiply working hard and working smart by vision, and your outcome, your result will be multiplied by your vision. So as you know, multiplying things uh, gives us greater result than just adding things to each other. So
Yeah.
adding hard work, adding smart work, multiplying the sum of it by vision, that's your great result. That's your success
Yeah.
as a hustler.
Yeah. So you're talking about vision, basically, right? Is that you must have this
Yeah,
vision in order to
vision.
get success, isn't it?
Yeah. If you want
Yeah.
to become a top performer, definitely vision.
Mm. I think this is, it's a very interesting concept because I don't know whether you've heard people say like because vision, obviously, if you look at the word, it relates to like eyes, right? Like what you can see, etc. And people and I think it's the quantum physics theory says something like if you can visualize something inside your brain, it can only happen when there is a possibility of it actually becoming a reality. So it's like if you can imagine it, then it can become a reality. So it can't happen inside your brain if you fundamentally does not believe that it will happen. So if you have a vision, that just gives you a visual clue so that you have like a direction for you to go towards something, right?
Mhm.
You have a that's why you say, you have to not just work hard without direction, but you have to work smart as well so that you're heading towards that vision. Is a bit like, yeah, you're already, and then you gave the walking example, but it's just like Google. You can't get to where you want to be if you don't have a destination. Like even if you have the fastest plane, the best car, you still can't go anywhere or get to your destination if you don't have that vision, if you don't have that end direction, or if don't have that destination or where you want to end up at. So yeah, I like the idea of vision. Another one I told you before, but a long, long time ago when I first created a little brand thing, the first brand that I call it is called Visionary. It's like
Oh,
some nice little quotes here and there. And I gave up. Obviously, I gave up because at that time I wasn't experienced. It was too much hard work. But yeah, when you say the word vision, I'm like, yeah, I like the idea. Definitely, it's a great concept that I think people need to have. If you don't know what your vision is, don't pressure yourself to must have something, but just pay attention, I think, to what happens inside your brain, inside your daydream, your visualization that gives you that excitement that makes you feel like, oh my god, this is really exciting, or this would be great. um yeah, so I agree, that's a good one, that's a really good one.
yeah, and you have to remember that vision matures with how much we mature in our life. So I would say that 5 years ago, or even maybe 2 or 3 years ago, my vision was all about materialistic things. I would
Mm,
say it's
mm,
still very much about materialistic things. Probably maybe about things that are related to my hobbies, to things that I like to do. But now in greater extent it's about influence. So how much of an influential person I will be in the
mm,
future.
mm,
That's my context of vision.
mm. Yeah,
Okay,
completely.
and with this I would like to wrap it up,
Let's wrap
and
it up.
that's it for tonight. We are close to 25 minutes, so a bit longer than usual. Thank you all for listening, for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something today. If you would like to maybe discuss further this topic of vision and maybe comparison, DM us on Instagram, on the Newborn Hustlers Instagram, or maybe my personal Instagram, or Zane's personal Instagram. We are always happy to chat with like-minded people
Mm.
and help them if that's necessary. So
Yeah.
that's it for tonight. Thank you, and speak to you next week.
Yep.